Hey guys, it's Wax from Wrestling with Memories, that podcast that will be back very soon to take you through the heyday of the WWE WWF. Well, WrestleMania 42 Night 1 just took place in Las Vegas last night, and I think the broad consensus was that it was a distinctly average show. I will say that for the most part, the wrestling was reasonably decent. I would give it an overall 7 out of 10 for what they did on the show. I'm not going to talk about the build-up, other than to say it was distinctly average. But let's just quickly talk through a couple of big highlights for me. Seth Rollins-Gunther was always going to be a great match. It was definitely on its way to a 5-star classic WrestleMania match, perhaps a few minutes short with the Braun Breaker interruption at the end. The main event, which a lot of people thought was a slow, plodding affair, I actually enjoyed the drama, the story of that match for the most part. I enjoyed the fact that Pat McAfee got his comeuppance from both our men from the main event, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. So that, I think, was enjoyable. Other than that, there was a couple of things coming out of the event that were pretty shocking. One was the number of minutes of adverts almost equaled the number of minutes of in-ring action. I mean, I think the entrances, which I do enjoy, and I am a fan of the showmanship that comes with the entrances. Some of the entrances took far too long. They were far too ordinary for a WrestleMania, other than, Seth Rollins coming out with that smoking jacket, Liv doing her own entrance song, dance routine, and the Cody Rhodes harping back to his previous costumes that he wore in WWE. But I think other than that aside, there was really not much to get too excited about, and not enough drama, not enough surprises. I'm sure Paige was back, which was a big one, but outside of that, there really wasn't too much that you're going to think is super memorable about this event. So on that basis, I really have to say a relatively average show. The wrestling was decent, but most of the matches were too short for them to really mean anything. So hopefully night 2 can impress everybody, take this to the next level. WWE definitely sounds and feels like it's in a bit of a rut at the moment. And if anything, this was the perfect advertisement for AEW, who by the day, by the week, are offering certainly something new, so not new, but very different to what the WWE has to offer currently. And I think, I feel very tempted to maybe tune into AEW in the coming weeks and see really what's happening there. Maybe watch a bit of different wrestling, because again, the wrestling at WWE has seemed to go downhill a little bit. They've moved away from what I thought they were doing really well 12 months, 18 months ago, and back to really monotonous, really uninteresting matchups with very little story involved. So yeah, a perfect advertisement for AEW, who are offering something different to the WWE product at the moment. I think WWE suffering, but could they turn it around with night 2? Could they turn it around with a shock or surprise in the main event of CM Punk and Roman Reigns? We've obviously got the big match that everybody's looking forward to, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar opening the show tonight. Looking forward to night 2. I think it will definitely deliver a WrestleMania level night, but I think the show needs a little bit more than just the razzmatazz of the entrances. A few more backstage segments, a few more interactions with the crowd or other talent, and maybe a few more surprises. So let's get that happening tonight at WrestleMania 42 Night 2 in Las Vegas, and let's hope for a better night of action.